And hello and welcome to the Metabolic Balance ANZ podcast. This is where we share real stories and insights to help you on your journey to optimal health with personalized nutrition and metabolic balance. I'm Cherry Wills, your host, and today I'm delighted to say I'm joined by Sharon Carius, a clinical nutritionist and fabulous metabolic balance practitioner based in Brisbane. A big hello to you, Sharon.
Hey, Cherry, how are you?
I'm good. And I'm so delighted that you've joined me because we have actually spoken to quite a few of your clients. So you are the Sharon that we often refer to in a few of these podcasts to date.
Oh, that's a bit kind. Thank you.
Yeah, it's lovely to have you on. So can you just share with us, what is your passion for metabolic balance and where does it come from?
Oh my God, we've only got a 30-minute interview, Cherry. Where does it come from? So, over 30 years ago, when I first started nutrition, I used to vehemently believe, and still do, that food was either causing disease or curing disease. So, fast forward to about 2020, when I upgraded a further degree in clinical nutrition, and I was still arguing it was food, but people wanted to do what was called green pharmacy or supplements, or they were talking about weight loss, and I was like, no, the only area I do not want to work in is weight loss. And they were like, well, everyone wants weight loss. I said, no, they don't. It's what it represents to them. So there was a gorgeous colleague, Emily Federicos, who was there at the same time, and she told me to look into MB, and it revolutionized, changed everything. It gave me the answer that I needed, food-based. So it was like, yes, this is it. This is what I have been looking for over 30 years. So, and it's all I do. It's all I practice. I've got amazing colleagues who specialize in different fields. Some prefer keto, some prefer basic nutrition, some like doing meal plans, but I only do MB because it works. It just works.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. We just want to give our clients something simple, easy, and something that truly works.
Yeah,
Yeah,
3 meals a
yeah,
day. Everyone has to eat. So
yeah.
everyone can eat 3 meals a day. And that's all it is 3 meals. And in the beginning, yeah, it's a bit precise and there's a little bit involved in the beginning. But ultimately, you do the 3 meals a day, you get the changes they're looking for, they get the health they're after. There's a little bit of wiggle and wobble going on sometimes, but oh my God, by the time we get to the end and the joy it brings me and watching them with their families, just, yeah, their conditions, their health improvements, it's everything.
Yeah. The ripple effect. I mean, that's what I just, I'm hearing just when you said that, the ripple effect of one person sort of feeling better and
Oh,
then how it impacts their families and friends and communities all around.
Oh, Cherry, my client base or patient base, whatever the people I work with, I prefer to say the people I work with than anything else
Mm,
because they're
mm,
people who have needed support and answers and have come looking for food. The diversity and what they've done, and you've often asked me, how many people do I hope to help in a year? And first of all, it was like, oh, probably about 400. Well, this year my target's 1,000 people. Now, that doesn't mean I will see 1,000 patients, but by geez, I've got one patient popped in mind at the moment. He started his work a fruit session. So they have an apple basket and they stop for a break. So he's already reached hundreds for me. So that's why I upped my thing to 1,000. The couples I work with, their children are on board. One
mm,
young girl in particular, she takes almonds to have as her first mouthful of protein to lunch. Another one's
mm,
about to go off to university. She lives by 3 of the rules. Like the
mm-hmm.
patients help their husbands. One of my biggest referrals. I've never met him.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
I
Yeah,
know.
really?
I've never met him. His wife did the program, and his goal, he just wanted to lose weight, no health conditions. So I said, oh, that's too easy. Look, he doesn't need to do anything. Just tell him to follow the food. Just rules, rules, rules. So he did, and he just followed rules, and it was like amazing. So she comes in and tells me, and then I've got another patient, her husband's doing the rules as well, and he's competing with him to see who can lose the most weight. But it's just
Yeah.
rippling off. Just
Mm.
it's astounding, the ripple effect.
Yeah. And then when you have those people that they almost are skeptical, aren't they? They kind of come in and they just think, I don't even think this is going to work, but I've tried everything else. So what am I going to do?
Okay, well, that's really interesting you say that. One of my young ones, I sort of categorize my patients, and one of my young ones, unfortunately, young adult, had been through the ringer, no other word for it, to hell and back,
Yeah.
gut issues, FODMAP, tried medical things, medication, everything. And she came to me and yeah, she was skeptical. She would admittedly openly say that if I had her sitting here. Biggest skeptic I've ever had. And all I said to her was, give me 12 weeks. And in all fairness, I hear your skepticism, but have you ever tried this? And she said, no. And I said, right,
Mm,
let's try this and see what happens. And
mm,
she's a new woman. She can travel. She can go out now. She's living this amazing life as she should have done. And she's
yeah.
just so grateful.
Yeah. I think that's the tragedy, isn't it? When we are talking to people and we know these people, there are thousands and thousands of people that limit themselves because of how they're feeling, the symptoms they are experiencing, um, what they're, what they can't do because their bodies are so out of balance. And that's the bit that just often drives me forward to say you don't have to carry on feeling that way.
Oh, totally. Like when people come, and I do know, and respectfully so, a lot of people or practitioners do look for weight loss. I won't work with weight loss. Um, I just don't. And I'm being
I
very
agree.
forthright with that.
I
Sorry,
agree.
Terry, you
Yeah,
know I
yeah, no,
don't.
but
I,
I'm
I
agree. That's what I say too. Yeah,
yeah, no, and
yeah.
if they say, well, what happens if all I want to do is lose weight? And I say, look, I'll help you find a practitioner who will work with you. I really will. But this MB is so, so much more. It's lifestyle, it's empowerment, it's
Mm-hmm.
cost saving, it's effective. There's
Mm,
nothing that it isn't in
mm,
my mind. There's nothing.
mm,
So,
wow. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Because I, I was talking to somebody actually only over the weekend about this idea that weight loss stories and weight loss. It's not it's not a good place to be when you're just talking about weight loss at all, is it? It's
Oh,
not a good
no,
place. It kind of
no.
messes with your head, and it doesn't give you the picture of the life you gain with health. I think that's the thing. And we have many,
Mm,
many people that have great lives because their bodies are at the right place for them as well.
correct.
The right weight. And it is about your giving yourself that opportunity to be in the best balanced place for you.
Yeah, it is. It's balance. And
Mm,
anybody that, like, not anybody, but a body that is not balanced naturally harbors inflammation. There's no grey.
mm,
If it's not balanced, that's what's going to happen one way or another.
mm, mm.
Restore the balance and the imbalance leaves. Now, if that imbalance was weight, then it's going to go because the balance has been restored. And that's just
Yeah,
math, that's science. That's the science
yeah.
behind this program.
Mm,
And
mm,
that's what I love about it. And in my initial consults, one of the first things, like, they'll be talking and they'll say something like, oh, but I wouldn't mind if I lost 3 kilos or 5 kilos. And I say, okay, so what does that look like? And they go, pardon? I said, well, what does 3 kilos, 5 kilos, what does it look like to you? And they go, well, I don't understand what you mean. I say, think about this. Is this 3 kilos or 5 kilos stopping you from doing something you love? And when one of my patients turned around and said to me, actually, yes, there's a swing across the road that I used to love swinging on, and now I can't fit on the swing. Fine, then I'll work with you. It's that
That's
kind.
awesome.
That's what it is.
Yes.
It's what does it mean? Like
Yes.
one lady said to me, going up and down. She watches me go up and down, my hands flapping everywhere. And she says, the energy, enthusiasm, that's what I want. A lot of the men I work with have the most beautiful, beautiful, amazing suits, tailor made, thousands of
Mm.
dollars suits. They can't do them up. They want to be able to button them up when they go into these clubs or are in court or wherever they are.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
that's what it means to them. And
Mm.
one man was the same. His was his suit. Two actually were suits. And one day it was just a normal Saturday or whatever, middle. And I walked out and
Mhm.
here he was standing there in this suit. I looked at him. I said, oh my God, is everything okay? And he said, this is the suit I wore to my first job interview. It's what I wore when I bought my company, and I'm wearing it today to share it with you. I mean,
Oh, that's
how
so cute.
how beautiful. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I
Yeah.
mean. He wasn't standing there
Mm.
saying, "Oh, Sharon, I've lost X amount of kilos."
No.
That's what I mean by don't
Mm.
work in weight loss. It's just the
Mm.
imbalance as a result of illness in the
Yeah.
body. Hmm.
Yeah,
Sorry.
absolutely. I love that kind of thing. It gives me goosebumps, and it reminds me as well. I had a client who came to see me because he'd seen his friend who I'd worked with before jump into the boat. He said, I watched him, and he just jumped straight in the boat, and I can't do that. I can't jump in a boat. I have to, I have to clamber up. I'm like, I'm like this old man. And he was like, I want to jump in a boat.
As long
That
as
was
he's
his,
jumping in
yeah,
and not
yeah,
out.
yeah. And then the other thing that you just reminded me, I had a gorgeous client, and he told me last week that she went water skiing again for the first time in years. She hadn't been
Oh,
able to do water skiing for years and years and years. And she said, because she couldn't, the weight was stopping her actually getting
mm,
up. And
yeah.
yeah, it's not
Isn't
about the
it
weight loss, is it?
beautiful though
Yeah, I
to
know. It's
know that
so
you've
fun.
helped bring joy to a
Mm,
normal activity in someone's life? I
mm,
mean, oh my
yeah.
God, every day I walk into clinic, it's a blessing. It's like, why would I not want to work? Why would I not want to witness the miracles that these people that I'm working with are achieving in their
Mm,
own life with
mm,
food?
mm,
It's
mm,
such a gift
mm,
MB gives people. Sorry, Metabolic
mm,
Balance gives people, but
mm,
I'm affectionate with MB. We're on a first name basis.
mm.
So I just refer to it
Absolutely.
as
Yeah.
MB, MB, yeah.
Mm,
But no, it is. It's
yeah.
that joy that and the empowerment and the freedom. They don't have to invest anymore in the latest fads, what's going on, how to best prepare themselves if they have to go in for a procedure, how to look after themselves before or after a long haul flight.
Mm,
It's like this tool that we are able to empower people with for sustained health, joy, happiness. Like,
mm.
why would you want to do anything else? Seriously, like, why?
So you've been an MB practitioner since I think 22 or 21.
Yeah, well, I started right at the end of 21 with one of
Yeah,
my,
that's right.
well, a
Yeah,
few huge couple of patients that
yeah,
had massive results, and then it snowballed.
yeah.
Everyone in my clinic, there's I think I've got a handful of Googlers, and they
Hmm.
came when they did read the reviews that my patients have left. So thank you to every patient that's ever left me a review. I am really grateful for the Googlers you've sent my way. But the rest is word of mouth.
Yeah,
Totally.
and so over those years, you've now got a chance to see more of the longevity of
Mm.
helping somebody, because it's not just that initial 12
Oh God,
weeks,
no.
is it? It's
No,
actually
no.
it's the ongoing. So, can you talk a little bit about what you see as the, after 1-2 years, what you've seen for clients?
Okay, so in the beginning it was primarily MB and just working with them, but now long term, there's where they have seen the difference is I've actually had patients come back for second plans. And the
Hmm.
reason they've had these second plans done is someone stupidly spat on a step, and one of my patients slipped on that step and sustained a horrendous hip issue, intense pain, had been and so for
Mm,
months was trying all the treatments to drive it down. And then I'd been dealing with it not because of that, but previous. And then she said to me, she goes, just off cuff, Sharon, do you think if I got a second plan? I said, oh my God, of course it would help you. I said, your conditions are changed, your medications changed. We got a second plan and it was like she was a different woman. I could have shown you the two plans and they were different. So
mm,
she started on it. She knew what to do, obviously, because she'd done it before. It was working
mhm,
so well before she slipped. Bang. Within a week, her pain levels were there. Don't get me wrong, the injury was bad,
mhm,
but they were dull. She had
mhm,
a night's sleep within 10 days. My
mhm,
patients who have been living MB and developed long COVID had other plans
mm,
done, helped with their long COVID and their respiratory
mm,
conditions.
mm,
And recently, I've just last week, it broke my heart. Oh, I get upset thinking about it. Anyway, this one lady, she had the most amazing results in 2022. She applied herself, she just off the charts, and she felt the best she'd felt in years. Well,
mm,
fast forward
mm,
to Christmas just gone, and there
mhm,
was a horrendous incident, and she'd actually taken medication over the counter that comes with a warning label, but it had eaten through her esophagus and gut lining because
mm.
she'd taken it on an empty stomach.
Oh
So
my
fast forward
goodness.
to last week, where she's been and personal turmoil, stress, the whole lot,
Mm,
and she came in. She'd seen an integrated doctor in the meantime, and she said, "Sharon, what do you think?" I said, "Well, I really think you should get a new plan because of everything that's changed and everything else." She
mm,
said, the doctor I have just seen had told me to come and see you because he thinks that's what I should do and I should work with you again. And they're going
mhm,
to, obviously, we need the medical support with the healing as well.
mhm, mhm,
So,
mhm,
yeah, 2 years on, I'm still um, monitoring. My patients still check in every 6 months. They get
mhm,
blood analysis. The human body changes
mhm,
everything.
mhm,
But
mhm,
for these people, it worked so brilliantly the first time. They had no
mhm,
doubt. Sharon, I just want another plan. Bang. If it fixed me
mm,
the first time, they weren't waiting years of suffering. They weren't waiting for years of deterioration. They just knew it worked then, it's going to work now.
yeah, because that's what we're doing with the analysis. We're actually finding the right food for what you need to really eat right now to shift and change and heal the body and move you into the place we want to be. But I think
Correct.
the other thing, just to really clarify, for many people, the single plan actually is a great place to just lean back into, do a reset when everything is kind of just normal and everything's just carrying on. You can reset with an original plan, can't you?
Oh, God, yeah. Like at the moment, all my health conditions from when I first got my plan back in 2020, 21, or whatever it was, are different. And I've got to get a
Mm-hmm.
new plan. I know I do, but I
Okay.
don't want to
Okay.
because I'm really frightened that my foods, my sheep yogurt, my goat cheese, my pulses, chicken meat, everything is not going to be on my new plan. So I'm the opposite. I'm just a little bit nervous to get it done. I'm in the process. I finished my vitamin D a week ago. This
Okay.
Friday I'll get the bloods. But yeah, you're right. For 4 years, adversity, health, travel. I
Mm-hmm.
live the rules of MB. I eat the food probably 16 out of 21 times. I post real, like yesterday's post, I was at breakfast and I had my hot water with the lemon on the side. And my next image was my Cobb salad with my truffle fries on the side.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
Yum.
but MB allows you to live like that. It's those odd moments in time with foods that in that quantity or combination
Mm-hmm.
aren't
Mm-hmm.
necessarily good for the body, but they're not that bad when you're doing the right thing and you can clear
Yeah.
it. So it's
Yeah.
just freedom,
Yeah.
confidence. Yeah, love it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's that empowering people to just know what
Mm,
to do when they need to do it.
yeah.
And then you know your boundaries of where you can stretch it out to, and then you're going to come back and focus, and it's a really good place to be, isn't it?
Well, yeah, and I think as people, I always say when I deliver the plan, phases one and two, oh my God, they're the easiest. We don't have to think. It's precise. We just do what it says. That's it. There's no grey. But when we're moving to phase three and four and we're finding food triggers and we're learning to live life,
Hmm.
that is the hardest because unfortunately, a lot of these people have tried different things over time. And when they haven't exactly stuck to it, their
Mm,
results come back or that things change or if they put on weight
mm,
again. And it's so hard for them, bless them, to just have trust that if they follow the rules and their knowledge of what they've learned,
mm,
they will be okay. And
mm,
I still love it. I still get emails. I got one on the weekend. One of my clients was cooking recipes and she asked last week about three things. One was Jaeger sugar, which I hadn't heard of before. One was honey and one was medjool dates. And I said, oh, I'd go for the dates because of what high in
mhm,
magnesium
mhm,
and B's and
mhm,
everything else.
mhm.
And I said, and I thought, oh, and then you can drop one off at me if you want. I didn't say it, but I did think because I'm a very plain girl. I don't bake, I don't
Yeah,
cook. I've got
yeah.
a great chef who's a patient who's going to be helping me with different things. But it's just the simplicity of MB. Herbs,
Mm,
spices, cooking in
mm,
in the oils that are recommended. Yeah, it's the simplicity. When you lead a
mm.
busy, hectic life, you just need that. And
Yeah,
yeah, this is my grocery list. This is what I have to buy. This is supporting my health.
yeah.
Too easy.
I'm a massive fan of medjool dates as well, to be honest. They're not actually on my plan, but I
No,
do love them. I do
I
adore
know.
them.
You
Yeah,
need to
man.
go to Morocco.
Oh,
That's where they
don't
had them.
I? Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I was in Turkey in Istanbul, and there are some amazing things there. So yeah.
Yes.
But okay, so what would you say is kind of do you have a speciality, or where do your clients come from with their particular
Oh,
conditions?
speciality. I'm glad you asked this. All through uni, you hear of specialities, and oh my God, I've got practitioners in my cohorts who specialize in weight loss, specialize in
Mm,
fertility, specialize in women's health.
hmm.
Yeah, nah, I just specialize in food. That's it.
Yeah.
That is it. We get the
Hmm.
food. I've been able to help with families that I've got two little bubbas, and I know you like bubbas, so yeah, we've got a couple of bubbas on the team. Psoriatic arthritis. I've got a few patients there. Hashimoto's is they're on the lowest dose. There's only been
Hmm.
unfortunately
Hmm.
one person, which I'll need to keep working with, who hasn't had the success. I've had ulcers, type 2 diabetes,
Hmm.
arthritic joints,
Hmm.
inflammation in joints, inability to move. Oh my God, one of my ladies, She was a nurse, had to give up nursing because of the pain in her knees. And all she wanted to do was mow the lawn properly. And she now rides a bike. But she says, I'm not going
Yay.
back to work. So I don't, I don't actually specialize in a specific condition, but I don't know what conditions I haven't worked with. My Parkinson's patients with restless legs and their medication and just using foods that don't inflame their body. My MS patients, their conditions haven't gone better, but they have not deteriorated since they first did their plans. So it's Parkinson's, it's MS, it's gut, it's
Yeah.
endo and adenosis. One lady was
Yes.
going in for a full hysterectomy. No, came out still with her ovaries and everything because it had all but gone. He couldn't believe he was operating on the same woman that he had the ultrasound for. So
Yeah.
there is no condition I specialize in. I specialize in helping people find their unique food and supporting the healing of their bodies as they go on their journey, wherever they're at. Food.
Yeah.
MB.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it is, it's not about curing anything. It's
Mm.
about just giving the body the opportunity to just kind of calm itself down, rebalance, and then see what happens.
Oh, the rebalancing, it blows my mind. Like my patients will get blood tests done. Some get them every 6 months, some get them 12 months. Seeing the longevity effect of these patients on MB, which goes back to what you were asking before, and the GPs that I work with. So there's one GP in particular. I didn't know she was a GP because she came to me as a referral and another name. But she actually came because the patients I had been seeing were hers, and they'd received so much change on MB that she hadn't been able to do with medicine, of which she had one of those conditions.
Mm-hmm.
And when the food fixed her, well, guess who works with all her patients? Because
Yeah.
she just can't comprehend in that profession how it worked. And that's what I loved. Iron. Oh my God, women's ferritin and men. Women and men, their ferritin levels, how low it
Mm-hmm.
is, and they're told it's acceptable. I'm like, no, no, not really. It's like wearing a tight pair of shoes. Yeah, it's acceptable, but would you really want to do it? Actually, I
That's
have to
such
think
a
about
great
my
analogy.
answer.
That is such a great analogy. I've not heard that one before. Yeah,
No, I come
because
out with different things.
yeah. Well, I love a good analogy as well, don't
I
you?
know.
So yeah. Between the two of us, I think we could have all sorts of things. But yeah, that's awesome because we can all wear uncomfortable shoes, but do you really want to? No, not
No,
really.
no, no,
No,
no.
no.
And that's
Yeah.
like with the clothes when you were saying before, when people come with that want to change, and I won't work with the weight loss aspect of it. I ask them to either give me their scales or hide their scales. And what I ask them to do is go home and go through your cupboard, and anything that doesn't fit, I want you to pull it out, fold it up nicely, and put it in a box. And they're your scales. That's
Yeah,
what they
that's
have to use.
yeah.
And like the suits fitting the men, the women come in, oh my God, this is fantastic. I bought this, I haven't worn it, or this, and it's been sitting there because I thought I'd fit it one day. And what I get them to do is as they're moving into their new you and finding themselves, they have to get rid of the old, and they have to give it to the next person in life for the stage that that person's at, because they won't be going back there. So they're allowed
Wow,
to
yeah.
use clothes as their
Yeah.
measurement,
Mm.
and that's it, but no scales.
Yeah.
Yeah, how they feel, their symptoms.
Yeah. Is there any little tips that you would give to somebody just listening here who hasn't yet started MB, but is kind of intrigued, interested? Kind of what would you say to help them make a decision for themselves, or
Um,
just to make a difference in their day to day life, even?
to make a difference in your day-to-day life, I would ask them, do they eat 3 meals a day? And they said yes. I'd say, do you drink water? They'd say yes. I'd say, well, do you eat fruit? And they'd say, oh yeah, now and then. I'd say, all right, could you eat an apple a day? Yeah. Well, why not find your own foods? Why not buy
Mm,
and make your own book that's written
mm,
for you, by you, with your food in it? Instead of paying someone else for their books and paying royalties, pay for your own book. And
mm,
that makes the biggest sense to me. So anyone who's thinking, you know what, I'm fed up of Dr. Google and Googling things, or thinking I just need to see, this is the big bugbear of mine, that people only see a nutritionist or clinical nutritionist when they need to lose weight. No, go and see a nutritionist, get your unique plan, find out how great you remember feeling when you're in your 20s. Don't settle for this bullded us that's out there that says, oh, because you're menopausal, you put on weight because your metabolism slows. Well, maybe it does. Well, why not fix your metabolism and see where you're at instead of just
mm.
accepting it? Just, get your own food, see what happens. You have to eat 3 meals a day. We have to
Yeah.
drink water. Doesn't hurt to eat an apple as your only fruit. How easy
Mm,
is that?
yeah. And then get the great sleep, get the reduced pain, get
Yeah.
the energy, get the clear mind, and the reduced, the real focus in your work. Yeah.
Everything. There's nothing they don't
Mm,
get. So one of
mm,
my I've got a lot of teachers I work with because of the demands of their profession, both stress as well
yes.
as, like, one of them says there is always cake. When you're a teacher, there is always cake.
Same for
Well,
nurses, isn't it?
I
Same for
know.
nurses.
Well,
Yeah.
guess what? On MB, in the beginning, it's just no for now. And then they go to the morning teas, the afternoon teas, and they take their cake and they eat it in their lunch window.
Mhm,
So they're not missing out. In the beginning,
mhm,
yes, it was no for now, but if you think it's just no for now until your
mhm,
body's correct. And she
mhm,
came in, and on her last appointment, I haven't seen it for a little while yet, she made me walk her out to reception and held me. She hadn't slept in over 20 years. She thought that was how it was. She came home from school every day exhausted. She thought that was how it was. Her clothes were uncomfortable. She just thought she had to keep
mhm,
buying new
mhm,
things. Her
mhm,
enthusiasm, life, zest,
mhm,
vitality, she was back. And
mhm.
I feel sorry for her family and anyone who works with her. She
Well,
was
because yeah,
dynamite.
it's,
She was
yeah,
amazing. It was like I'd seen this transformation, this blossoming, this rebirth. And
yeah,
that's food. Everything you
yeah.
said is food.
Mm.
And
It is
people
just
think
food.
it's aging. Oh my God, my new
Mm.
practice is about to open, my new clinic.
Mm.
And the
Yeah.
landlord had to check twice when I'd applied for a 5-year lease and wanted a 10-year. Like,
Oh wow.
what do you know? Did he know something that I didn't know was going to happen? It's like, nah, there's nothing I can see I will ever do, Cherry. I'm afraid you've got me for the long haul.
Yay! Oh, it's been so fun talking to you, and I love it's been wonderful that you encouraging your clients to come and share their stories too. So that's wonderful. But it is important to remember this: we do have over 200 practitioners across Australia and New Zealand. So it's Sharon is amazing, but we have also another 200 and more amazing practitioners too, so you can find your local practitioner as well. But thank you, Sharon. It's awesome to talk to you, and I can't wait to hear more stories of all the people you help as well.
Yeah. And I'm sure now I will hit my target because with those 200 other practitioners out there around Australia, look one up, go and see them,
Mm-hmm.
find
Yeah.
out. They're there to help you and they will
Mm-hmm.
support you to the nth degree.
So, if you would like to find your practitioner, do go to the metabolicbalance.com.au website. Go click on Find Your Practitioner. You'll find Sharon in Wilston, Brisbane, and she's also just opening up the Metabolic Health Hub as well, which is her new clinic. But there's also, as I said, hundreds of practitioners across Australia and New Zealand. So put in your suburb and you will find your practitioner. And I just want to finish off here by saying, Sharon, would you come back and talk to me again? And when you've got more clients to share their stories, and I would just love to have you back. And also find out the success of your new practice as well. That would be amazing.
Terry, I would be honored if we can help more people. I will talk to you any day of the week, and I look
Well,
forward to it.
I certainly think we can chatter away for a lot longer too, can't we? So there you go. Thanks,
Thank
Sharon.
you. I'd be honored.